3 looks with the Light Scatters palette, which is in collaboration with me and Clionadh. This collection is launching today, and I thought we would do some more in-depth looks. I would show you how I pair the shimmer shadows in the palette with matte shadows, and I'm also going to be talking more in depth about the brushes as well as the Shine On Shimmer Shadow Enhancer. I will link the reveal video with all the information in the description box, as well as my previous video where I did comparison swatches and eye swatches with all the shades in the palette. So the bundle of the 4 brushes features smaller shapes. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I'm very picky with eyeshadow brushes and also with shapes. I do prefer smaller brushes, which is what these are. So there's one blending brush, and this one is great for kind of just putting a matte in the crease. This one's not too much of a detailed kind of blending brush. It is an all shimmer palette, so I did want to really focus in on more so the brushes for shimmer applications, which is 2 out of the 4 brushes. So the other brush in here is very much a multitasker kind of brush. I like using this one with mattes to do eyeshadow wings or to deepen out the outer corner and just keep the shadow close to my lash line. You could also use this for shimmer application. The other 2 brushes are shader brushes, and they're very small shader brushes. They're kind of similar, but they're different. So the smaller one is really great for if you want to do a halo eye and you only want to place the shimmer right in the center of your lid. It's also great for doing some fake half cut creases with shimmers. You can use it to cut the crease, but you could also just use it to apply the shimmer shadow. And this one picks up smooth formulas really nicely. And then the other brush, while it might be almost very similar in size, it does have a little bit of floof to it, is what I like to call it. Basically, it's not fully flat. It's got a little bit more thickness to it. This one flares out a little bit, and because of that and the way that the bristles are cut, and this brush will pick up very smooth formulas, but also slightly more textured formulas. So while this one, I wouldn't really use this one for anything that has a larger particle size, and I like using this one for an all over the lid shimmer kind of look, because you can also turn it a little bit on the side since it is a little bit floofy, so you can blend out the edges of the shimmer shadows. So that's my thinking behind why I chose those brushes, and of course you can use them in whichever way feels most comfortable, most natural to you, and the kind of looks that you like to create. And this collection is launching today at 3 p.m. Eastern time on the Clionadh website. I will have all the details down in the description box, and at the same time they're also running a sale. So I'm going to give you some recommendations as well for the sale if you're interested in any shades, or if you're new to Clionadh and you're not really sure what to pick up. So let's get into that first, and then I'll show you the 3 looks. So let's get right into it. So first up, I have the Pearlescent Multichromes. There's a 4th one, but I can't find it, and these are just great, kind of everyday, really smooth. So I think these are a great option with neutral looks, one and done looks, or matte in the crease kind of looks. This next set are what I would call the more grungy, unique shades that they have. These do have slightly different formulas between each other, but for the most part they're very smooth, and they're very shifty. They have unique bases, and they are more on the opaque side, with the exception of Statue Garden, which is just a little bit more sheer because the base is lighter. The next set I would call the Spicy Neutrals, and most of these are the Dimensional and Dimensional Light formula, so they do have a bit more sparkle to them. They do have a little bit more texture and larger particle size, but they do smooth out and they just give that really beautiful sparkly effect. Definitely recommend a primer with this one. And these also have a lot of different flecks throughout them, and that makes them, as the formula name suggests, very dimensional types of shades. And for the last set of recommendations, these are more colorful options that are some more unique colorful options, and also more textured and very sparkly, with the exception of Rain. That one is very smooth and very opaque. While Duke has a slightly larger particle size, it is still smoother than some of the other shades in the lineup, and so these are just the fun pop of color. Entropy is a great one and done shadow, just like the pearlescent shades, however it does have more texture to it. For the first look, I'm going to be dipping into the Best Mattes palette, which was from Bella Beauty Bar in collaboration with Ellie and Brittany. And I'm going to be dipping into this orange first. And I'm picking it up on one of the brushes from my set. And I'm just going to sweep that all the way into the crease. I wanted this brush to just be kind of like a crease and then a little bit into the outer corner if you wanted to. And I'm going to bring it a little bit underneath my lower lash line as well. Next, I'm picking up this deeper matte, and I'm just going to pop that onto the outer corner here. And bring it underneath my lower lash line just a little bit. I was actually gonna do a halo eye. Should I make this into a halo eye? Let's do that. And I'm gonna pop it in here, in the inner lid. And then just slowly kind of feather it out into the orange. And then taking a clean fluffy brush and just going over the edges with some setting powder. Going in with the Shine On, and I like to tap on it just to make sure there's not too much on. And with one of the brushes from the set, I'm picking up this bottom center shade. And that's just gonna go right in the center. And I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher. I had a little piece of that green shadow that somehow made it over to the other pan. So that's what you're seeing there, a little bit of the extra green. And then I'm just gonna feather it out here. Make sure that it's blending in nicely into the mattes. And then taking this brush from the set, I'm picking up the very first shade. And I'm gonna put that on the inner corner. And here's the first finished look. Moving on to the second look, and I did prime for both looks with the Ulta Beauty eyeshadow primer. And for this look, I'm going to be using the new Blend Bunny and Lin's makeup collaboration palette. This is the eyeshadow half, and I'm going to be doing a green look, and I'm going to be dipping into this green shadow and this one. So first going in with Graphic Tee. I'm just going to be kind of focusing it out in the center of my lid, and then just bringing whatever is blending downwards into the inner crease. And I'm using a Fantasy Cosmetica brush. I did want a smaller brush for this. I want to be a little bit more focused with this look, a little bit more intricate. And then I'm taking Lily, and I'm just going to put that on the outer corner. Kind of packing it down first. And I'm going to wipe off my brush so I don't have too much product left on. And I'm just blending out whatever has been put down on my skin. And then I'm just blending that outwards. And I'm going to bring it underneath my lower lash line as well. Unfortunately, I can already feel it starting to water. It's always like in the winter time that it does that. I don't experience this in the summertime ever. And then I'm just kind of winging it out. Just going to go back in with a little bit more in here. Just kind of packing it down. And then I'm going to take a little bit more Graphic Tee and just go on the edge of that. And I'm just going to really blow this out. And then also taking it underneath the lower lash line. I think going in with the Shimmer Shadow Enhancer and just tapping it out. And I'm going to be using the slightly fluffier brush, and I'm going into the green. And the primer does dry down pretty quickly, so you definitely want to do one eye at a time. Then I'm just popping that on. I love how vibrant this shade is. It's like literally neon, but like in an eyeshadow. So I'm just kind of spreading that all the way around. So the main difference between this brush and how I like to use them is this one is more precise. Now this brush does pick up best really smooth formulas. Well, this brush does pick up smooth formulas as well as slightly more chunkier formulas, but this is the kind of brush I would use to sweep something all the way over the lid, while this brush I would use to be a little bit more strategic in my placement. And also if you wanted to do a fake cut crease with the shimmer shadow, this will get you there. It has a nice really sharp edge to it. And here's the second finished look. And for the third look, I really want to do a purple look. And of course, I have to use the best purple palette of them all. It is the Ultraviolet palette, which came out this year. And it is a collaboration between Bella Beauty Bar and Nicole. And I mean, there's so many beautiful purple mattes in here. I think I'm going to be using this one and this one together. I'm picking up Mobility, and I'm going to put that into the crease first. And then I'm wiping off that brush, and I'm taking Peace, and it's going to go right above it. And just feather that out. And then same brush, I'm picking up Balance. I'm just going to lightly put that down first on the outer corner. and bring it down underneath my lower lash line. And just smoke it out a bit, adding a little bit more. Wiping off my brush, and I'm gonna take a little bit of Piece and just go over the edges. Putting on some of the Shimmer Shadow Enhancer and just tapping it out. And I'm picking up the center shade and I'm just gonna put that basically all over the lid. Just all over the lid. What I love about the applicator is I can go underneath my lower lashes, and I'm just gonna use this brush just to spread it. And I'm going in with that top center shade, and I'm just gonna run that underneath my lower lash line. I think the mirror was in the way. And look at that, oh my gosh, so pretty. And here's the third finished look. Let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite. I cannot wait to see your looks with the palette. I'm so excited. Everyone has a different style and also just different ways of pairing colors together, and I am just so excited. I know I'm going to be so inspired by everyone's looks, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all your support on this collection. And I do have 2 other videos up about this collection, so I'll put them up on the screen so you can keep watching. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.